Hello, let's continue with the Midline ships. Cruisers. Champion. The Champion heavy cruiser is a versatile warship featuring a range of powerful energy weapons. The crowning element is a heavy energy turret mounting, rare among midline ships. This offensive array is backed by a robust energy grid capable of supercharging the energy weapon loadout, increasing damage output to devastating levels. A heavy missile hardpoint complements the loadout by enabling the Champion to unleash a crippling strikes without taxing flukes level. The Champion is a solid and capable contender, able to face capital ships on the battle line. A relatively recent design, the Champion is a product of the historically recent cruiser school naval revolution that never saw active service in the pre-collapse domain armada. Although prototypes were constructed and forge-ready specifications distributed to several battle groups, the Champion was never cleared for active deployment due to an ongoing lawsuit between Altair, Exotech and Orion shipyards. Each megacorp accused the other of industrial espionage and inappropriately influencing the armada officers overseeing the procurement process. The truth was more complex, inflaming long-standing rivalries in the officer corps as the investigatory committee called witness after witness. The collapse prevented any sort of convulsed ruling from reaching the personnel sector, however, and now the entire matter is considered irrelevant. With the discovery of Champion plans on Domain Armaments Courier, the warship was quickly put into the service by the fleet of the Personnel League, among others. Its name says it all: a real champion, a great ship, one of the best cruisers. Eagle-class cruisers are often found at the core of military fleets headed for battle. It is not hard to see why. A strong overall profile, with a robust engine, the Eagle's deadly weapons package is a threat to all enemies. The Eagle can deliver a strong tactical punch to enemy fortifications. Its numerous turret and hardpoint emplacements make it very dangerous to smaller foes. Decent armor and strong shield emitter let it hold space while outnumbered, or even when faced with the rare larger ship. Those strengths are somewhat countered by strikecraft. An Eagle captain must always watch their scopes for an approaching strikecraft squadron, since their ship will be easily crippled by multiple hits from modern strike weapons. The embodiment of sleek and powerful space cruiser from the time of the domain, the Eagle-class ships are beautiful reminder of the technological and aesthetics achievements of humanity's past. A fine ship, I will say this about it: it's good. Just I'm so unlucky with it. It always gets itself in a situation where it gets completely ganked, but that's just my experience. From what we read, this may be one of the oldest midline ships. The Falcon. Often called the Eagle's cruiser's little brother, the Falcon cruiser sacrifices armor for speed, neatly filling the light cruiser role in military fleet through the sector. The light designation does not indicate a significant reduction in firepower, however, making the Falcon a valuable tactical asset to any fleet. The ship is easily able to fill a wide variety of roles, from close support to assault, given the proper configuration. The Falcon's top-notch engines give it the ability to quickly disengage from battle should its defenses be pressed to a critical point. Swift and elegant, Falcon-class cruisers are often found as lead elements in larger fleet formations or deployed to reinforce anti-pirate convoys. The same as with the Eagle. Pirate version is strong, it is strong, but I haven't used it in a long time. Quick and surely deadly in more skilled hands. I'm not skilled as a captain of ships, so yeah. Griffin. The Griffin is a dedicated missile cruiser designed to prove a highly mobile platform for heavy fire support. It is not a frontline cruiser and so operates best when provided with escorts. Among the so-called cruiser school wave of ships designed by Altair Exotech, the Griffin was a key component of the power projection strategy that came into the vogue shortly before the collapse of the gate system. The Griffin was meant to allow a task force commander to rapidly concentrate bursts of specialized heavy firepower, forming a devastating hammer to the anvil of assault-class cruisers and destroyers. So reads the Domain Era Tactical Manual anyway. Of practical interest is the Griffin's hull integrated missile nanoforge. This fixed architecture nanoforge system allows extremely rapid conversion of densely packed preformed formulated feedstock into a narrow range of munitions in the midst of battle. This allows the Griffin to effectively convert concentrated mass into desired armaments, allowing for mid-battle replenishment of missile stocks. The flux output of this process is of course tremendous, so it is not advised for captains who rely on their shields to block enemy fire to engage the integrated missile nanoforge system. Underrated ship in my opinion, a good choice for more missiles. Still, it's underrated because many ships are simply a better choice. However, if you have a chance to get a Griffin, get a Griffin. It's really fine. The Heron provides the strategic and tactical mobility of a cruiser with potential firepower limited only by available strike craft. It is the perfect complement to the quick-moving and hard-hitting fleet of an admiral who knows when to take the initiative, hit quickly and withdraw while enemy forces are still responding to the threat. Historically, the Heron represented a movement in domain armada strategy from a heavy capital ship doctrine based on overwhelming firepower towards a focus on strike craft and support cruisers that enable sufficient firepower to be quickly focused on weak points, a strategic shift that would reverse itself as a natural reaction against tradition from each successive generation of armada officers. This process was occurring once more in the years immediately preceding the fall of the Gate system and is something of a cup for the so-called cruiser school. The forward-thinking Altair Exotech won the Heron design contract over the traditional manufacturer of heavy armada warships, Orion Shipyards. However, the doctrinal shift embodied by the Heron was interrupted by the isolation of the foe, and as such it is not often found in the core hegemony fleets whose officers still cling to tradition. This hull has however found great popularity among the independent worlds, megacorporations and mercenary fleets of the sector that tend to field leaner, faster fleets. GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Goated carrier, my favorite carrier that's smaller than the Astral and the Legion. Starliner, a passenger liner from the more civilized age, the MGA 440 Starliner was built to travel between the systems of the domain in speed and comfort. The Starliner features private first-class cabin, 2 classes of food service, a zero-G theater, and even a small lounge bay for exclusive use by executive-class passengers. Being a civilian ship, there are of course no facilities for fighter repair and rearmament. The Starliner is equipped with a forward shield to ensure passenger safety and protect the hull from routine abrasion. Refitted for the current realities of the sector, this ship class is routinely equipped with all banned anti-missile air launchers as well as a number of gun turrets. This serves not only to evoke sense of adventure but to discourage casual piracy while justifying a munitions surcharge on each ticket sale. Now, onto the bread and butter of Starsector. The ships player love the most, the capitals. Well, it seems that the creators don't really care about the midline capitals, as low-tech and high-tech have way more of them. Anyway, here are the 2 capitals of the midline tech. The Conquest class battlecruiser is the embodiment of concentrated firepower. Developed in the period just preceding the popularization of fightercraft, the class emphasizes firepower and speed over armor protection. Space naval tacticians of the day were confident that new weapon systems would always outperform armor and shields, and those were the key to winning an engagement. So why not build a ship for speed and power? Give it the armor protection of a cruiser, but arm it with the best weapons available to any ship, and have it remain faster than any of those lumbering behemoths of the line. The Conquest is a good example of those concepts put into a hull. Many other advanced technologies were incorporated into the design, including weapon mounts designed for a surfing engagement. This maneuver requires great navigational skill while serving to provide more tactical options to the commanding officer. Fortune favors the bold, the ancients say. This class of ship does indeed favor the bold captain, willing to risk everything for the thrill of victory. The OG midline capital, the lonely capital for a long time. Broadside firepower and mobility makes players love it or hate it. There's really no middle option with this. I jump from one to the other. One battle I loved, the next one I hated, but there's one thing everyone must agree on. Garuda stands, Maria fell before the fleet did. Pegasus, no, not this one. This one is much better. This one. Yeah. The Pegasus was an inspirational design initiative by Altair Exotech, building of the immense profit and prestige generated by cruiser Shu, turn of the domain Armada procurement arm. Orion Shipyards, the primary supplier of capital craft to the Armada, naturally considered this an imposition on a field it had dominated up to that point. Many of the old admirals agreed and uptake was slow. Nevertheless, the Pegasus unhorsed several of the newer battle groups and found favor among a generation of young officers. The unparalleled heavy missile-focused loadout is a striking distinction from more traditional designs, allowing the Pegasus to compromise on a scale of power system and flux handling while maintaining respectable armor, top speed and maneuverability. Traditionalists criticize the Pegasus' staying power under fire, while countered critics respond that if a fleet finds itself under sustained heavy fire, it has already made a serious tactical error. Despite these debates, which continue to this day, the combat performance of the Pegasus class has earned it begrudging respect even from detractors. Missile-focused capital. Some like it a lot, others prefer the Executor. Both are good. More people prefer the Executor. I think that's also because we get it free from a quest. Still, Pegasus is good. However, I prefer my capitals to be with ballistics or energy weapons. So, missiles, I want them in a smaller package. That's why I prefer the Griffin. So, that's it for the midline ships. As the school of thought behind them says, cruiser school is cruiser and smaller ships heavy, with very few capitals compared to high-tech or low-tech. It has some absolute goats like Monitor, Hammerhead or Champion. I would like to see 2 more capitals for this class of tech, although it has a lot of ships. Because of only 2 capitals it has, I don't count the Executor here, it feels like it's the least of the 3 main techs of ships, with low-tech the clear favorite and high-tech second. Now, thank you for watching. Like if you liked, dislike if you disliked, subscribe if you feel like it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to the great Starsector community, you guys are great. Thank you to the great Starsector content creators. Thankfully there's a lot of them and they are very skilled, because my gameplay, if I used my gameplay here, the video will be shit. I'm so terrible compared to those players. Thank you. If I forgot to put a source for them, you know, like I put the source in the corner of the video when it begins, you know, the part from the other YouTuber's video. If I forget that, blast my ass immediately, okay? Do that immediately, because that's the least people can do. I just don't understand people who just steal completely without giving the source. At least give the source, man. That's the least people can do. Okay, now, thank you and goodbye. But remember, Maria broke before Garuda did. Goodbye.